Hey there, my Tyler Perry fans. It's your girl Barbie J with another one of his comedy dramas, Zatima, Season 2, Episode 3, Close Quarters. And this was another great episode. But before we get on with this recap review, I just wanted to share with y'all that I finally got water in my house. That is the reason I have been behind in all of these reviews. I don't know if I told y'all, but I was 3 weeks. 1 week with cold water and 3 weeks with no water and no heat in my house. So God is good. I am so happy, yay, that I finally got some water in my house. So I was running around flushing toilets and turning on showers and all kind of stuff. Anyhow, now that I got that out of the way, thanking everybody for their prayers and stuff. Let's get on with this recap. This was another wonderful episode. I tell you, I did chuckle here and there about some of these things because it was so silly, I swear. But anyway, let's get started. So it starts with Fatima. She's getting a call from Angela, wondering where she is because Angela's all dressed up with her girls out. You know, they got them standing out going to work. Like, really, Angela? And she's standing by Fatima's car waiting for Paul to come and put her new tire on. So Messy Angela is telling Fatima she needs to be there when Paul arrives and how she needs to keep her options open. Whose bestie is doing that, knowing that, you just got engaged? And I'm like, let me answer my own question. The one who hasn't addressed the issue in her own darn messed up relationship with Bryce. She too busy avoiding him instead of being an adult and talking to her man and explaining how she feels about what she found out. I'm like, what is her problem? I mean, maybe she needs to hear Bryce's side of the story and stay out of Fatima's love life. But I did love how Fatima shut Angela down, by telling her that her mama ain't never said nothing wise. I was dying. And what I didn't like is that Fatima tells Angela that Zach had a rough night and that she will tell her all about it later. And she's like, I know you will. And I'm like, that is Zach's personal business, where she really should not be sharing with anyone. She knows that he's not proud of his family. So why would you tell anyone, especially a bestie who is trying to get you to see other men, any of Zach's personal business? I mean, Angela obviously doesn't like your man, so stop telling her his business. I'm just saying, right? I mean, y'all let me know how y'all feel about it, but I think she needs to stop that. So anyway, when Zach comes downstairs to take Fatima to work, she reminds him that she got him and that she loves him come hell or high water. Okay. And he lets her know that he knows that and that he loves her too. So, I mean, okay, we all good, girl. Then they go out to the car and see Deja trying to get her groceries out of her car. And now she's wearing a neck brace. And Fatima goes over there against Zach, urging her not to. And Zach telling her to go and get in the car. Instead, she goes over there, grabs one of Deja's bags and throws it up against the freaking wall and busts a bottle of wine in the bag. But like I said, I chuckled about it. But I didn't think it was cool that Fatima did that. Just leave Deja alone and use that energy when absolutely necessary. Because honestly, I believe Deja could probably get her on some assault charges if she keep it up. She better chill with that. So anyway, Zach rolls up to Fatima's car at the garage, and he sees Paul just wearing a white men's tank top on, and he's like wonder why he doesn't have on a shirt, those plaid shirts that contractors wear, construction workers wear. And honestly, Zach called it from the jump by letting Fatima know that he knows where he's trying to help himself too. So maybe Zach could have, shook Paul's hand. But Paul should respect that Fatima just walked over to him with her man and he knows her name. So why with the, I'm just fixing a tie for this beautiful young lady? I was like, no, you was wrong. So yes, Zach may have been wilding a bit, still going through his issues of what happened the night before between him and his mama and his brother. But I believe Paul knew just what he was doing, showing up with no shirt on. Not to mention, he doesn't even know Fatima like that. So how does he know that Zach is a lucky man? Then he gets her a new tire and she owes him nothing. Come on now. You want something? I'm thinking, am I wrong, y'all? Y'all let me know, like I said, down in the comment section, because I don't know. People don't be really doing stuff for free now, do they, y'all? I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, if you know the person, but he don't really know her like that. But he knew their names in last week's episode. So anyway, then I laughed when Paul said, nah, honestly, Fatima, it's my pleasure just doing it for you. And Zach said, oh, no, you ain't going to be pleasuring nobody over here. He throws the $7 at him, which that wasn't cool. But I was like, yo, he was funny. Like, no, it's my pleasure. He said, no, we ain't pleasuring nobody here. But I'm not sure if Zach had a point or not when he compared what he just did to how Fatima acts towards Deja. And I wanted y'all to let me know how you feel about that in the comment section. You know, do y'all think it's the same thing that he did, that she did? I don't know. And then that forehead kiss threw me off too. He only kissed her on the forehead. Then messy Angela, here she is sitting there waiting on Fatima's floor at the office, you know, just to stir up some negativity in Fatima's mind about Zach. And Fatima's telling her that's not Zach. Like, something's going on. But I'm sitting there going, why does she need to convince her bestie or even explain anything to her? You know, she's like, no. And then she tells him he went to see his mom's and brother and he just been off all night or whatever it was. But then the funny part is that Angela pushes the button for the elevator to go back to her office and Bryce is standing there. And now Fatima looks at her and tells her, now you need to deal with that, and walks away. And I said, she caught out there. And then she's not even explaining to him what's going on. And the thing is, she has time to talk to him and she's still avoiding him and doesn't. He was like, but Angela, you don't start work. She told me she got to get to work. He said, you don't start work for another hour. I said, oh, snap. He done called you out, girl. And she still won't talk to him. So I'm like, how you in Fatima business when your business ain't taken care of? I don't understand people like that. Anyway, then Zach gets to the office and his boys are there to check on him because Jeremiah told Nat that, he went to see his mom's. Then Bryce shows up and Zach is stopping the boys from giving Bryce some dap or even a handshake and saying, he told me, we gonna play ball? He said, nah, we ain't playing with no balls. No. So Zach sends Bryce to check on a property and tells his boys that he just saved them because they like, what the hell was that? What's going on? So Nat is like, I know something's up. What did she do? He said, I wanted to know what your mom's did. But Zach won't tell. And then Zach doesn't even want to be bothered with them and tells them to leave. But Tony stays behind to make sure that Zach is okay because he knows how his family can take him there and how they always bring up stuff about jail. And that's what they did. And Zach admits that he feels like he owes them. And Tony's letting him know that he don't owe them anything. He don't owe nobody anything. And Zach said he knows, but he just keeps feeling that way. And before leaving, Tony tells Zach that if he needs him, he got him, and that they're locked in for life. And he said, I know. And they both say, I love you, man. And I like that part when I hear men saying that they love each other. It's really, I don't know, that does something to me. Anyway, so Fatima's boss, Andy, is calling her to complain about the noise while on a conference call. And so Fatima goes to tell the guys to let them know to lower it. Can they lower it some? And it's Paul. And he tries to get her to wear a hard hat, which was dumb. And she's like, over this hair? Are you crazy? Is that thing even clean? I was like, right? That old nasty hat been on everybody's head. Then she walks away. He's watching her walk away and then yells, you know what? I'll go. All of a sudden, he want to go with her. So he said, I'll go with you to speak to your boss. That's what it was, about the noise. So they get in the elevator and Fatima apologizes about Zach's behavior earlier and opens the door for this man to just start speaking negatively about her man. I think I wouldn't have said a word about it. I would have probably just let it play out. But then they got stuck in the elevator. He gets on the walkie-talkie and tells his guys, who cut the power off? I'm on the elevator, try to get it back on. I'm on here with a nervous young lady. And in reality, he was the one who was nervous from his combat days being in close quarters. So now they start sharing about themselves. And I felt that I would have just been more quiet than sharing, especially knowing that my man is like not feeling this guy right now, So Fatima learns that this is Paul's contracting company that he got from his father. And he starts speaking his mind about Zach. And Fatima says, it's all good. And I'm like, it's not. No, it's not. You need to shut it down. Don't be saying nothing negative about my man. I ain't here for that. I don't even know you. You met him one day. I'm telling you that's not how he is. but you got your viewpoints, and that's why you need to not say stuff. Bring it back, honey. Anyway, then we got Bryce. He comes into Zach's office to ask if he told Fatima about what happened, and he says, yes, I did. Of course I did. And Bryce realizes that Fatima must have told Angela. And he's like, because she's avoiding me. He said, what do you expect? That's how Zach is feeling. But then Bryce gets upset with Zach and calls him an a-hole, and then says, it was just a kiss, man. You acting like I murdered your mother. I said, uh-oh. Oh, Zach was like, what the F did you just say to me? And he came from behind his desk and had Bryce up against the wall and said, say that ish again, and I'll break your effing face. I said, uh-oh, don't you ever say ish about my mother. I said, there it is. There it is. Then, meanwhile, he talks nothing but bad about his mother, but it's his mother. He could say it. But I don't think Bryce was saying anything bad about his mother. He just mentioned the mother, Anyway, but that's where Zach's headspace is right now, as we all see. And then back to Fatima and Paul. It ends with them in the elevator, and she inquires about his love life and sexual preference, trying to hook him up with Angela. But he lets her know that, he's attracted to a certain type of woman, and said that his two exes look like they came from the same family. I said, that's sickening. That's really sickening. So I don't know why I feel like it's sick. Obviously that type that you have ain't working for you if you ain't with neither one of them and they look like they related. I mean, I'm just saying. So then when Fatima asks, what does his type look like? He says, her. I said, here we go. I don't even know why she opened her mouth and said that. Just leave that small talk alone. Anyway, then she's feeling uncomfortable. And then he starts up with throwing digs at Zach again. And Fatima says, that's not him. But I felt maybe she could have checked Paul a bit more about that. And like, yo, let that go and cut it. But what was very interesting is that she told Paul that she and Zach have been dating now about a year. Okay, so we know on Sisters, they only been dating about 3 months. if that, about 3 months. But on this, it says about a year. So that's interesting. I don't know if anybody else caught that and what they thought about it. And she said that she's very happy. He's like, are you happy? She said, yeah. He said, then that's all that counts. She said, exactly. And then he said, if he had a chance, what he would do, and asked to be her friends. And she's like, you don't want to be my friend, please, and all this stuff. I said, see, he's disrespecting Zach right now. And see, Zach was spot on about him, and he saw it from the beginning. So Paul tries to get Fatima a number for a friend of his who's a therapist, that he helps these, black men or something like that. And Fatima didn't think it was a good idea, and neither did I. Because he, then all of a sudden you got that person in common, and then they telling, even though they take an oath not to be sharing personal stuff, they start sharing their business, and he'll know all about Zach, so let's kill that, Anyway, she said, what's his name? And he said, Dr. Jackson Reed. Okay, but Fatima took the name down, and she might just go along with it. She might look it up in another episode. I'm hoping not. Let Zach find his own doctor or whatever else. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just don't rub me the right way. Anyway, so it ends with that, and the elevator starts. It finally starts up. Fatima, it jerks, and Fatima falls into Paul, and she's trying to get up, and the door's open, and Zach is right there, and he said, what the F? And that's how it went off, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. And I will see you guys in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.